want to be my president. All right, what does that mean? Who are you? What's really behind you? Can I trust you? Are you clever? Are you insightful? Do you have good ideas? Can you do something to get America out of the mess that we're currently in? I thought about that, and I thought, if I profile everybody, 15 different people whose names were whose hat was in the ring, then we might be able to find out a clearer idea of whether we're going to be able to get out of this mess or not. You know, the next 4 years are probably some of the most important years that we are going to have in our life. I am Dr. Barry Goodfield. I'd like to talk to you about Rick Perry. Well, the 47th governor of the state of Texas, a successful economy there, certainly a successful guy in relationship to that economy, married to Anita for 30 years, 2 children, and a guy who really has been in a lucky position. His economy in Texas is much better than the rest of the United States, and he certainly takes credit for it. In a certain way, he's a guy that ran out in front of the crowd and said, "I'm the leader." Well, there has been some question about that in the way that he's presented himself to people on television. Sometimes he comes across as ambivalent, or perhaps even sometimes ill-informed. But the fact of the matter is, he's a nice guy. He's an honest man. He's a clear guy in terms of his belief systems. He believes what he believes, and that's it. No problem there. But sometimes people have problems with the way he states problems. Sometimes the way he communicates comes across as maybe not the strongest guy around. I characterize him in my book as not the shiniest boots in Texas. Some people wear cowboy boots because they like to, and they're from the West. Some people do it so they don't have to meet the daily challenge of learning how to tie their shoes again. Well, I'm not saying he's completely stupid, but I'm not saying he's the sharpest knife in the whole drawer. Please understand, this man is dedicated, he believes what he believes, he really thinks he should be president. Now the problem is that in some of the approaches that he has, sometimes he comes across as not the strongest guy there. One wonders how he would do in a situation where a number of people who are strong, who are clear, and who are direct would deal with this man who sometimes is ambivalent and sometimes unclear. Well, what can I say about Rick Perry? He's honest, he's clear, and I can't remember the third thing. But I'm Dr. Barry Goodfield. I'm Dr. Barry Goodfield. I want to talk to you about Rick Perry. Rick Perry's a nice guy. Rick Perry's a guy who really believes that he's the right man for the job. Rick Perry is the 47th governor from the state of Texas. He's been married for 30 years. He's got 2 children. He's a Methodist. He's a man who really thinks he's the right guy for the job. Sometimes Rick Perry, when we look at him in terms of his nonverbal behavior, we can see sadness, we can see some ambivalence in him, we can see the fact that he is, let me just see because I don't want to be wrong or ambivalent about this guy. He has sadness, he swallows down, and sometimes, you know, the way he comes across, it's like he's not certain about things. And that's come across in the debate. Well, that's raised some questions, and the questions are serious questions because you know that, that President Barack Obama is not uncertain. He's a very clear and confrontational debater. Now, does Rick Perry have the wherewithal to be able to confront and to direct his position on behalf of the Republican Party successfully against a good debater and a clear thinker and a straight shooter like Barack Obama? Well, that's a big question. Some people question his skill, and some people even question his power. So, one of the things that you can't question is his integrity, because he's an honest man, a clear man, a man who is very directly involved in trying to wage a campaign that sometimes the only thing that is in his way is himself. In my book, I say that he's not the shiniest boots in Texas. Well, some people would argue that that's true. Some people would say he's the right guy regardless of his boots. But I can say a couple of things about him. 1, he's honest. 2, he's dedicated. And 3, well, I can't remember the third one. But I do know I'm Dr. Barry Goodfield.